Yeah, welcome guys. The FIFA Club World Cup kicked off yesterday in Florida, Miami, in the United States of America, and um, uh, the game was, somehow interesting, but not really interesting because we saw a game that probably, which Inter Miami would probably have lost by, by 5-0, 4-0, or 3-0, because if not for the goalkeeper, it was more or less like a one-sided thing, and you could tell that Al Ali of Egypt, they're in the top in the Egyptian league for now, and you could tell in their performance that they're a very good side. Even in Africa, you could see the African football to an extent for so many years, especially club football, is being dominated by Egyptian club sides. Al Ali, Zamalek, and so on and so forth. Those top teams in Egypt, and we could see the difference in the teams, between the Inter Miami and Al Ali, because the game was more or less like a one directional flow in terms of even the goal scoring opportunities that was available in that game. It was more to to Al Ali of Egypt, and Messi couldn't really be merciless, and we saw the game ending in 1-1. At the point it was 1-0. I mean, sorry, it was at the point it was uh, it seems as if it's gonna go one-sided. That like, they're gonna be, in time. I mean, we're gonna be rolled over. But for the goalkeeper, I tell you, the goalkeeper was fantastic. He was super fantastic. It was like what we saw in Champions League, in the Champions League game between Barcelona and Inter Milan, and maybe and also PSG. The keeper was phenomenal. If not, it could have been a completely whooping of Inter Miami, and the goalkeeper even went ahead to save a penalty kick. So you can tell that in terms of the pressure and the performance, those Al Ali were really up to the game. But Inter Miami, even within in front of their own crowd, they couldn't really live up to expectation. I'm telling you, even some, and even some fans were even asking for a refund for the ticket, and because they didn't come to the party at all. They didn't come to the party. They were just like too flat. So, and as the games goes on, we're gonna see what's gonna happen in terms of you know uh, uh, what the outcomes of games and how the game is going to look like. Even at a point, the students will even have to be persuaded to come to the stadium so much that there was a cut in the price in the price of tickets to make people come to the game, and somehow I think they were able to put the crowd to an extent about 60,000 capacity, of a stadium that is meant to take 65,000 people, but at least 60,000 crowd were able to make it to the stadium to see the game and to give it some colors, because FIFA had earlier alleged fears about the low sales in tickets, and we see a situation where the game actually came, and quite fair, or maybe like up to like 90 something percent of the stadium was filled up or so. So let's see what comes up next. The next game is today, the most prominent game coming up today.